If you want a well-organized, easy-to-navigate Google site, the Pages panel is key. So in this video, I'm going to walk you through setting up pages, links, and navigation so your website is optimized for your visitors. Hello everyone, Scott Friesen here at Simpletivity, helping you to get more done and enjoy less stress. So let's get started with the basics. Let's say I want to change the order of my pages, and I don't want my contact page to be listed first. I want it to be at the end. All I need to do is click and drag, and I can move it anywhere else. So now it will come last in my menu item. But let's say I don't want to stop there, and maybe I want to rename this particular page. Well, if we come over here to the More options, we have several other things we can choose from. Number one, we could make this the home page. If you ever want to quickly change or make another page a home page, you can do it in a single click. Duplicate page is fairly straightforward. So if there is a page that is already looking great and you just want to make a minor change for some other area of your website, you can select duplicate that page. But properties is where we want to go if we want to actually change the name. So instead of contact, maybe I want to call this connect. Maybe I think that has a better tone or fits my branding that much better. You can see that it is changed instantly here in the menu. But before I hit done, I want you to pay attention to one other option. You see that it's kind of grayed out here, but there is an advanced option, and it reveals the custom path, meaning the custom URL path. By default, whatever you name a page, this will be the URL. So whatever my domain name is, /connect. But what if I want something different? I'm going to show you a good example of that in just a moment, but for now, I just want you to know where to find it. We're going to leave this blank, and that means, again, connect will be in the URL, and I'm going to select done. If we come over to that More button one more time, we can quickly add a sub-page. So if we want to add pages within this page, we can choose to hide it from navigation or delete it altogether. Now, hiding from navigation is exactly what's happening here with these three pages. These three pages are very important to my website, but I don't want to display them here in the menu. So by choosing that option, hide in navigation, or if we want to reveal it, we can select Show in Navigation, but the icon will show this little crossed out page just to let you know what will or will not be shown in your navigation menu. Moving on, let's go ahead and add a brand new page. And all we have to do is come down to this plus button, and the first option is New Page. And we are presented with the New Page dialog. So we need to give this a name. I'm going to call this one Services, but maybe I want a different custom path. Maybe I want people to go to sallysbeautyshop.com/shop, for example, because that's a bit shorter. So again, it doesn't change the name. The name you want to focus on what is easiest to read and what makes the most sense to people visiting your website. But in some cases, you may want to choose a custom URL path. I'm going to select Done, and it is immediately added to my menu here. In most cases, it will be wherever my last focus was. So if I don't like the location, I can move it up. And because services are pretty important, I'm going to put it at the top of my menu. And now that I have a services page, it might make sense for me to drag and put these hair, nail, and makeup, the three services which I offer, underneath this particular page. Now that's not going to change anything here in the menu, at least not yet. I'll show you how to create a submenu in just a moment, but maybe I'll want to come up here and at least put them within the services area just so I can keep them all together. Once again, that doesn't change anything with how the services menu behaves at the moment, but now I can easily collapse that area and keep all those pages here together. Now, while adding a new page is most likely the most common thing that we will do, we have three other ways in which we can add pages or add functionality when it comes to our Google site. The next option above is a new link. I'm going to go ahead and select that. And what this is going to do is allow me to either select an existing page here within my website, Or what is much more common is to add a URL to some other service or maybe some other place where I want to send them. For example, maybe you have a membership community, or maybe you want to send them to your YouTube page or some other form of social media. You can do that right here. So for example, maybe I'm going to say youtube.com/simpletivity because I want people to go to that particular website. Up here, I need to give it a name, and so maybe I'm just going to call this YouTube. That's what I want it to show in my menu. And my last choice down below is if I want to open it in a new tab, or I can uncheck this box. Now, I typically recommend that you select Open in a New Tab, meaning that when they click this option, it will open a new tab and they can still easily get back or return to your website. I'm going to select Done just so you can see how this behaves. First of all, here within the Pages tab, you can see that it has a different icon showcasing that this is just a link. We can still come to the More button and choose to hide it from the navigation and also change its properties. But now, if I was to click on this menu item, if I was to click on YouTube, it is going to bring me directly to whatever URL I have included in that menu item. So this can be very helpful depending on what other services or what other pages you would like to send them to. Returning back to the plus button, another way to bring in external apps, external websites, or external functionality is by adding a full page embed. Now, you may be familiar on the insert screen that you can use this embed option here. However, it will often keep a variety of other elements on the screen, including a footer and perhaps the header of that page. If we choose the full page embed, it will only keep the menu at the top of the screen, so it often is a much more seamless experience. Let me give you an example. I'm going to select full page embed, and maybe I'm going to call this one Book a Call, something like that. I'm going to select Done. Once again, you can see that it has added a different icon letting me know that this is a full page embed. And now over here on the left-hand side of the screen, I can choose to add the embed code. This could be anything, really. It could be a social media page. It could be a Calendly embed calendar. It could be almost any number of services that you integrate with. Or you could add a file directly from your Drive account. There's a variety of ways in which we could insert information here. Now, in my example, I'm going to choose Add from Drive because I've already created a Google form which I want to use within this page. If I scroll down, I have a project request, this one here, a project request form that I want to include. So if I select it and say Insert, it is going to bring it directly into this page. And you can see it looks and feels as if it was made specifically for this page. Now, on the right-hand side, you can see there is a variety of other Google tools and Google apps in which we can embed directly. Whether it's a video, whether it's a shared calendar or a map, you can easily add this to any page. But if you want to change things or maybe remove, you're going to have to come down here to the left-hand side and select Remove. This is not going to delete or remove the page. It is simply going to remove the embed code. So you can add another one if you like. Or if we come back to our pages, we can come over here and we can choose to delete this page altogether. Last but not least, let's take advantage of a new menu section, which can help you keep your menu nice and clean, but also make it easier and more helpful to your website visitors. In my current website example, I have hair, nail, and makeup, all three services listed alongside other more broader areas of my website. Instead, I'd like to clean up my menu, not have as many options listed, and instead just have a services menu item where they could drill down into one of these three areas. So I'm going to come down to the plus button. I'm going to select New Menu Section, and I'm going to call this Services and hit Done. But I don't want to stop there because what I need to do is actually put hair, nail, and makeup within this area. Services is not a page. page. You can see that the cursor actually doesn't change, and I can't click on it because it can't actually take me anywhere. Instead, I'm going to drag and put hair, nail, and makeup within the services menu, and now you can see that there is a little drop down. So this time when someone hovers over services, now they can see the services that I offer and go directly to that particular page. So this can be very helpful if you're wanting to condense pages together. So now that you know all about adding pages and editing your navigation right here within Google Sites, what will you do next? Or do you have any further questions? Be sure to let me know in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching, and remember, being productive does not need to be difficult. In fact, it's very simple.